Finish off with the Bears. Justin Fields exciting, but very much looked like a rookie at times this season. But the biggest issue for the Bears was some of the coaching decisions made by head coach Matt Nagy. How do you feel about Chicago moving on from Nagy, Brady?
Well, he's going to leave with the winning record regardless of what happens this Sunday, which is sometimes kind of odd to see, but it's the fact that he's really failed at three things. First off, just the way he's treated his assistants over the years. I mean, he's moved on from guys here and there, but you hear a lot of guys who are pretty disgruntled with the way he's treated the staff and really good coaches. Harry Hiestand in particular, who the offensive line in Chicago absolutely loved, but for whatever reason, he wanted to move on from. Mark Helfrich, who was an offensive mind coming from college that had done a decent job, and this is supposed to be Matt Nagy's show, but yet they put it all on Helfrich. He ends up being the scapegoat, so they bring in Bill Lazor. So that's one of many. Obviously, the adversity, I don't think Matt Nagy handled it well with the media. And then Trubisky. I mean, that was the other piece of all this that really didn't handle that well. And then you draft, a eventual replacement of that in a guy like Justin Fields, and then you bring in Andy Dalton, then you don't handle that situation well. So ultimately, it's the trend. I mean, this team started as a 12-4 football team when he took over. They went 8-8 2 years after that, and they're now, 6-10? I mean, the reality is they're going in the wrong direction in large part with all the changes that they've made. There's only really a couple of people left. That's Ryan Pace and Matt Nagy.
I mean, I know Bears fans hate Matt Nagy, and I get why, they want somebody else in there. But I think Ryan Pace is a bigger problem. When you look at the personnel that they really had to use, certainly the development of the quarterback, you'd like to see that a little bit more. But should be an attractive job. I mean, you could see why Jim Harbaugh, would be interested in maybe whether it's Miami or potentially Chicago, knowing Justin Fields is there, can come in, would be a good culture fit, in terms of run the football, frozen freaking Soldier Field. I have high hopes for Justin Fields, but I mean, I don't know. I think you look at the roster and you can still say, man, for all the concerns about Matt Nagy, maybe we need to look a little bit higher on the food chain to figure out what's wrong with this team.
All right, so we'll grade them.
I gave the Bears, let me look at my sheet here, a D for Da Bears, because they had a terrible season. They weren't good. They gave away their first-round pick next year to the Giants, so they're going to have a first-round pick. It's a top 10 pick. That's a problem. And Justin Fields didn't, I think, make really the necessary strides forward that you would hope he would when you take him where you took him. Now, granted, could have a lot of career left. We're not going to, judge him too much, and he did flash at times. But just the reality of what they had at quarterback was very disappointing with a capital D.
Brady, what's their biggest offseason need then?
I mean, look, you got a young signal caller in Justin Fields. So after you replace Matt Nagy with the head coaching position, if that's indeed what they're going to do, you got to find him someone to throw to. Allen Robinson's going to be a free agent. He's still under 30, so maybe you look at trying to convince him to sign back. I don't think he wants any part of it. Jakeem Grant's a free agent. Demir Byrd, Marquise Goodwin. I mean, a lot of guys. So it's not even just that number one wide receiver. It's number two, number three, got everyone who falls in line after that. So it starts with finding a playmaker for Justin Fields. Then it starts with the offensive line. Their left tackle, Jason Peters, he's a free agent. Jermaine Ifedi, James Daniels, Alex Bars. There's a number of offensive linemen who are free agents. So that becomes an issue then how you go about protecting Justin Fields, which didn't matter who was behind center. Andy Dalton, Nick Foles, Justin Fields, they could protect any of them. So to me, it's those two positions in particular. Akeem Hicks is a free agent. He's a guy that you want to find a way of signing back if you can. And then, you saw on the list, the backup quarterbacks, both Dalton and Foles are going to become free agents. You got to have some sort of veteran, some sort of guy there as an insurance policy in case Fields goes down with an injury.
Okay, good stuff, gentlemen. Do
you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.